today. Inbound to Peter Oduro, who is the younger brother of Josh Oduro, who's the starting big man at George Mason. Rebound here by Justin Taylor. I know you're a big fan of Justin Taylor. A nationally ranked 6'5", 6'6" wing with a terrific skill set.
Well, Jack, I'll tell you, obviously everybody knows Justin Taylor coming in, but I tweeted it out last night. The player that I'm probably most excited about watching here is Carter.
That's a great pass right there by Carter Lang.
My first time seeing him was last at the fall series, the CBG fall series, and I didn't know what to think about him because obviously he comes in and he looks, he looks a little heavy-footed and all that type of stuff, but then you watch him continue to play, and he's unbelievably productive. Whether it be the pass like you just saw, his ability to shoot the three, his ability to score on the block, his ability to rebound. There's so much skill set within Carter's ability and frame and stuff that makes him super intriguing to sit there and watch and track.
Yeah, and he's a guy who plays the game very hard on both ends of the floor. A blue-collar kind of guy with a skill set as well. Right there, misses the first rebound but doesn't give up and keeps fighting for it. He's a guy who has gotten a lot better over the past year or so as well. And, he's a guy who I just came out with my 2023 rankings. I may have him a little low, and I totally understand that. I have him at 10.
Ooh.
And I may have him a little low, but as I was saying, he's a guy that could easily in the next one jump to the top 5 if he just continues to get better.
Now speaking of your 2023 rankings, Caleb Foster, number 1?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
he was the only one that we all agreed on.
Love his game.
At his spot was Caleb Foster at number 1. He's been outstanding for Oak Hill, and that's a kid I think is a little low on the national rankings because he's a baby-faced assassin who's just getting started.
Well, I'll tell you, in this industry and stuff, it's one of those things that you don't want to label professional basketball on a kid. And obviously, there's tons of different levels of professional basketball. You can go overseas and do all that, even semi-professional stuff here and all that. But just watching Caleb Foster at 6'3", 6'4", and his efficiency and the way he plays the game, being that he's at Oak Hill already and all that, it's just I just don't see a way. What a play from John St. Germain there. I just don't see a scenario where Caleb Foster doesn't end up being a pro.
Yeah, it's and especially being at Oak Hill, which has produced double-digit point guards in the NBA. Their latest one being Cole Anthony. And you're looking at a guy like Matt Coleman, could be another one. It's the perfect place for him to be. And I don't remember in my years doing this that there were many sophomores that started and let alone started at the point guard position for Steve Smith. So that's going to be interesting. But everybody tells me that I probably have Carter Lang a little bit low. And I would, like I said, I would agree with that. And Carter, you keep showing me, and I'm going to, move you up accordingly. Great shot by Justin Taylor right there. That's the type of stuff that, makes him really intriguing. Obviously, he shoots the ball extremely well from deep, but he's really turned himself into a shot maker from multiple levels.
See, and that's the type of shot, too, right there that's going to be useful at the next level. Obviously, he's trained and coached by Damon Altizer, who people call themselves pro trainers and all that type of stuff all the time. But Damon Altizer truly has pros in his gym that he's helped develop. Either from college to the pros or even from high school to college to the pros and stuff. Long-time people, both men and women, in his gym. And that's the type of shot right there that you see we'll be able to get at the next level.
And that's a shot that a lot of people, even a lot of pros, can't really make.
Yes, navigation within the mid-range is something that, people talk about either being fully at the basket or jump shots, but navigation in the mid-range is vital for a scorer, especially a shooter like that. When you have a sloppy closeout, to be able to get 2 dribbles and pulling up and getting a shot off, a good shot in the mid-range is huge for a scorer's mentality, and Justin Taylor's ability to take those 2 dribbles and get into the mid-range and make a shot. As you see this matchup here with Xavier and Justin, too. Justin missed the jump shot, came back and got the steal on defense, which you have to love to be able to see.
And then there's Xavier Long with it, and what an outlet pass.
Wow.
Going out of bounds and a throwdown by 2022
That's a highlight.
Tazir Smith.
Those guys who's not necessarily a standout in any one facet, but the overall accumulation of his skill set really produces wins.
Yeah, he's like I said, he's one of those guys that not too many people really know about, and it's a shame because he's a guy that brings a lot to the floor. on both ends. And so far, like you said, he's been an impact guy in a number of ways.
What year is Oduro?
Oduro is he's listed here as a 2021.
Okay. I was going to say, if he was younger, he's kind of at the same development curve if he were younger as his brother, because Josh took a little bit of time to develop as well as a player, but then he ended up obviously where he's at now.
Yeah, I think that he's a guy who has the option to prep, and I think that a prep year would actually be really good for him.
Yes.
And we have a good steal here by John St. Germain, and nice step through, and that's a kid I really enjoy watching him play.
Yeah, without a doubt. Last time he came up here, he was a little bit overshadowed from Carter and Justin, who both played so well, both high major guys. But he's imposed his will early on so far here. He seems to be the consummate point guard, almost like a coach on the floor. The way that he kind of thinks the game and speaks the game, he's very vocal and all that type of stuff. He seems to be kind of a coach on the floor type of guy, always knowing where everybody on the floor should end up being in each individual play. We see here Xavier with the ball. Justin Taylor guarding him. This is the matchup everybody wants to watch. Nice jump shot there. That was beautiful. Another play made there from number 24.
That's Greg Williams. 2022 wing with a budding skill set, good athleticism, good length. He's a kid that has really come on as of late, as we see Eli Bennett right there just banking a three. Greg Williams had a great game I saw in their win over the Rock on Friday, and I was really excited to see him play. He's a high motor two-way wing. I haven't seen him in person. I've seen him on film, so he's one of the kids on Virginia Academy I was looking forward to checking out.
Well, he's made a couple plays so far here. Obviously, that jump shot he made 2 possessions ago was gorgeous on the pull-up side of things, and he finished at the rim as well. Unbelievable length on him. Like his frame is very projectable as a 2022 prospect.
Yeah, and I've heard good things about him from my guys up in that area. So we're really happy to have them down here. And there's Justin Taylor right there with the crossover. That's kind of his patented move right there.
Rocked him with the right and left pull-up jump shot from 28 feet out. Looked like a young Jack Aaron right there.
Yeah. We can go with that. I wish I was 6'5". And if you guys are listening on the CBG Live Network, we have CBG 434 in the white versus Virginia Academy in the blue. CBG 434 leads 16-14 with 8:30 left in the first half. And as Carter Lang misses, and we got a rebound by 2022 Greg Williams as he pushes the tempo.
As Carter continues to develop there, he did a great job of setting up early. Like he got down the floor, beat his man down the floor, set up early, got a big wide base and everything, received the pass well, finishing with his right hand. You know, obviously he's left-handed. He's very left-handed. Just something as simple as finishing that one with his right hand, obviously away from the defender and all that type of stuff. Being that he's only a 2023 there, he did so much right with that play. You're not really mad at it. Just, future nitpicking there for the high major big, for the number 10 player in the Virginia 2023 class. As we see here with your boy Williams at the free throw line again, knocks the first one down. Has a nice little feathery touch there on his jump shot.
Yeah, no, and that's something that he's really improved on from what I've been told. He's always been a guy who's played hard on both ends. And has been athletic, but seeing his skill set, it's really intriguing.
Yeah, no, there's a lot to like there, especially as you said that jump shot's really pretty. Like he's got a great release point on it, very soft touch. As Justin Taylor, turned it over at the last second. He left the ground there with the intention of putting that down. Turned it over at the last second for a little bit of jelly as number 1 there slides underneath at the last second and takes a charge. Nice little defensive heads-up play there from number 1. Nope, that was a block. Good. I was going to say I felt like that was a block as well watching it initially. But here we go, Justin Taylor at the free throw line. Misses the first one as he lines up here for number 2 here. 16-16, we have CBG 434 and Virginia Academy with the ball in hand in the, I guess this is purple and yellow jerseys.
It looks blue to me.
Might be blue, navy blue. It is navy blue.
But I mean, did you hear Yanni or Laurel?
It is navy blue as I see it closer up here.
And I think that they've gone through about 14 color changes since I have seen Virginia Academy for the first time. I believe they used to be black and red.
Is Anton Render L still there? Wasn't he the AD?
I know that he was. I believe he's still there. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah. Former Pittsburgh Pirate wide receiver. They came down and played
Steelers.
Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah, Pittsburgh Pirates. Man, throwback. Andy Van Slyke, Barry Bonds days. So former Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver. I had to have a lot of communication with him. They came to a lot of our events. Back when Obina was still in high school, though, as we see Xavier Long here at the free throw line, knocking them both down. I've been thoroughly impressed with his game and his skill set. He's somebody I feel like only claiming a Mount St. Mary's All-For currently. He's somebody who should have a lot more to go with that.
Yeah, and, he was on a very talented Middleburg team last year. Middleburg did not field a team this season due to financial reasons. But a team that had Isaiah Folks, who's now at Charlotte, Jaden House, who is now at
High Point,
yes, having a good showed some flashes as a freshman over there in the Big South. And Isaiah Folks actually joined Charlotte in January, I believe. Both of those are some very impressive players. And so at times he was a little overshadowed as those were both scoring guards. So you didn't get to see everything that he can really do, but he's about as versatile as you'll find on the wing at his size.
Yeah, no, without a doubt, and that versatile skill set too. I really appreciate the fact that he's also taking it upon himself to guard the opposing team's best perimeter player. Obviously Justin Taylor is a top 100 player, so Xavier seems to be the type of person, as you can see here, the way that he's guarding him, to have maybe circled this matchup and really taken it upon himself to attack this one.
Absolutely. And
great rebound there.
Oh, and he gets called for the travel. I do think that he took off a little early with that one.
Really tough rebound that he had there. As we have CBG 434 taking it out underneath the basket. John St. Germain going to trigger the offense here at number 17 in white with the ball in his hands currently. Getting it, Justin Taylor coming around the screen. Initiating, we got Carter Lang here on the block. Getting to that left hand, finishing at the basket. Setting up a big old target there on the block. You know that he's going to try to get over that right shoulder. That's where he wants to go, and he seems to do a pretty good job of getting there. With another rebound.
Yeah, you're going to be saying that a lot about him.
Yes.
He always is around the ball. Good box out guy. Very strong. He's got the mismatch inside. Let's see if they get it to him.
What? I must have been blocked from view on that one. I don't know if I saw that.
I believe he might have been called for a 3-second violation. I couldn't see it either.
The referee signaled travel.
Ah, yeah, I didn't see that either. My guy Damon, all ties are all up in my way.
As we have Virginia Academy here with the ball in the navy blue, as I'm told from Jack Heron.
Navy blue and gold. It's actually navy colors.
It's a pretty looking jump shot.
And that is, sorry, I don't have my roster pulled up like I should. Still new with this whole broadcasting thing.
And there you go with the screen and roll. Carter Lang again finishing at the basket there. One of those guys, Jack, as you can see, you watch him play, and I can understand as to where you would have him possibly at, ranked 10th and everything, because the athleticism is something that really you notice. But then as you watch him play, watch him continue to go, you see that he makes it work. You see that he makes his athleticism or lack thereof work for him, and he's incredibly productive. he's the type of player that, as I've seen these last 4 games that I've watched him, you can go ahead and mark him down for a double-double.
Yeah.
I mean, you can start him at 10 and 10 and go from there.
Yeah, and you know, me ranking him at 10 is no knock on him. I think that he's a terrific player, and it's obviously my first rankings, so things are going to change, and there's another block by him. And that's another thing. He walls up and is tough to shoot over top because not only is he 6'9", he has very long arms at 6'9".
Absolutely, and good positional stuff. What he's going to be able to do is, as you see, he goes straight to the block and sets up where he wants to be. I mean, that's just something that you you want a young big to do, is to pin his man down low early and get your work done early and bury his guy. And he does a great job of that, getting the small guy, pushing him down to the block and pinning him on the block, so he has the mismatch automatically before they're able to switch. Man.
Now we have a timeout from Virginia Academy.
Could defend up and down the lineup, rebound, and do some initiation type stuff. But there's a lot of value in that right now in basketball.
Yeah, no, and I mean, as we go more toward positionless basketball, being a mismatch 4 isn't exactly going to be a bad thing. All the kids want to be called guards or wings, but, there's a lot of guys who are at that 6'6", 6'7". They're going to be looked at as to play the 4 if they have the size and athleticism to do so, and have, the other team's best player guarding him.
100%. I agree with you fully on that. And I think the ability, it looks like he's willing to do that. It looks like he's willing to guard the other man's best player, whether it be a 4-man or a 3-man, a perimeter scorer or a 4-man. He's willing to take on that task, but he's also, rebounds the ball. He's tough. He gets in there, and he's kind of leaning into that situation as a player.
Nice take there, and in the fast break by Eli Bennett.
A familiar name around Virginia?
Absolutely, a 2021 prospect whose dad is the most famous person in Charlottesville. UVA head basketball coach Tony Bennett.
Future Hall of Famer?
Absolutely.
Easy to say?
I would say so. The resiliency to lose to the 16 seed and then come back and win a national championship speaks volumes about him, and is something that, if you know Tony Bennett, shouldn't surprise you at all.
And there goes Justin Taylor again at the buzzer.
Taylor, as he's able to create space and use his size to finish. That's something where I've been watching him since he was in 8th grade, and that was not in his game back then. And seeing him really round out and be able to get shots off the bounce and at multiple levels is very impressive.
Absolutely. As we go here, CBG 434, 28, Virginia Academy 25 as we go into halftime here. And we're back here at the CBG Winter Series Session 2. We're here in Chesterfield, Virginia at this wonderful church. Thankful they are allowing us to get into the gym, allowing these kids an opportunity to play. I am Jamie Shaw here with Absolute Basketball. I'm here with Jack Herron as he's getting back on the call here with Virginia Prep. Hoops here. Check it in. We have CBG 434 in the white with 31. Coming out of halftime, and we have Virginia Academy in the navy blue with 25, and the ball coming out of halftime. Jack, what are some of your impressions from the first half?
Well, I was just saying right there on Justin Taylor with that, he's got to work on a celebration game, man. I saw no flex. I saw no scream. That was the perfect opportunity for that. But Justin has shown his shot-making ability, and one of the reasons that he's a very highly coveted 2022 prospect, currently ranked at number 3 in our Prep Hoops Virginia rankings.
Who's ahead of him?
MJ Rice and Jalen Reed.
Okay.
Two kids out of Oak Hill.
Can't hate on that. Can't hate on that whatsoever.
And the 2022 class has been one of the more talented classes we've had probably since 2016, 2017. Especially at the top, where we probably have 10 or so possible high major kids. And in Virginia, we're a big mid-major type state. So to have that many kids already being coveted by high major kids is impressive. And Justin's a guy who's just gotten better and better every year, and he's showing why. This is a 2023 kid in John St. Germain who's very good, and then your boy Carter Lang with the kick out. And that's the X factor right there for 434 is 2024 Chance Mallory. So Chance is obviously not the biggest guy, probably standing at about 5'3" on a good day, but he just knows how to play the game. He's a pest, and he can make shots at a very high clip. And that's 2022 Lorenzo Nichols right there, who's had himself a nice little game so far.
Yeah, Lorenzo showed his ability to kind of come up into the clutch and make plays. Everything that you said about the number 2 kid, the 2024 kid right there, Nichols has kind of done the exact same stuff on the other side, number 1 there. This, for me, coming through, Greg Williams was kind of the story of the first half for me. This is my first time ever even hearing his name, let alone seeing him play. Coming down, he's got a very impressive, very intriguing skill set there. But his length is incredible. He's got huge hands also. But then you see the first time with the ball in his hands and he takes a jump shot. That's a smooth, effortless-looking jump shot. I don't think he's hit the rim yet on a free throw that he's had. He finished the first half here with 7 points, 2 rebounds. He's 2 of 5 from the field, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Very interesting, as he continues to put on weight and continues to grow and stuff. He's only a junior right now. As he continues to go, I'd be interested to see where a year from now his recruitment's at.
Yeah, no, he's the guy who's just now getting on the scene, and I think he'll stay on the scene and be somebody that, we really look at. His high motor is one of my favorite things about him. It seems like a lot of these Virginia Academy kids play very hard. On both teams, people are playing very hard. So you always enjoy watching that.
Here we go, Carter Lang down there working hard on the block. They're trying to look like.
And Chance Mallory yet again.
Wow.
I mean, the confidence. So he played and started some games as an 8th grader last year for Stab, which is a pretty young team. Only one senior in the starting lineup, in Eli Bennett, who's kind of their glue guy. But, Taylor's a junior, 2 sophomores in Lang and St. Germain, and then a freshman in Chance Mallory. Well, as an 8th grader, I mean, Damon Althauser showed confidence in him, and his teammates showed confidence in him as well. As, he was a shot maker back then, too. And he's a kid who was one of the top 3-point shooters in the CBG Fall Series and is showing exactly why. I mean, he's got deep range, a perfect-looking stroke. And we're all hoping that you can grow, Chance. And that's another 3. That's 3 straight threes for CBG 434. This one coming from 2022 Justin Taylor.
Yeah, Justin Taylor there just showcasing the ability. He hit him on the crossover, left to right crossover, and he got Xavier Long's feet moving there. And the second that his left foot went back, Justin rose up and shot the ball. That's just really good, knowing your game and just really good read on the game there. As you see Virginia Academy come back with the 3 from Tazir Smith. That's his first make of the game. He started off the game in the first half 0 for 5 from the field, and there he goes, still uber confident, knocking the shot down for Tazir.
Well, I love my guys from from Legit Sports Stats. But I do have to say, I do remember him having that dunk on the fast break after the great outlet from Xavier Long. So I know he had at least one bucket. But Tazir's a guy to really keep an eye on, man. With the extra year, as I said before, he was a standout at Colgan High School. With the extra year, I think that he's got a chance to be at least a full scholarship level kid.
And there goes Xavier Long there. That's a little bit more so as to where I like him with his game. The last time down the floor you saw he tried to do something off the dribble.
See, and you want to talk about the development of Justin Taylor. That's something that he would have never tried a couple years ago.
Oh, my gosh.
Obviously, he's gotten a little bit more athletic, but, seeing him go for it, that's exactly what you want to see, as long as he doesn't get hurt doing it.
He turned the corner, and there was a lane there, and number 5 there, Tazir, just slid in at the last second and fouled him, preventing him from getting that huge dunk. But that was a very aggressive take there. But back to Xavier Long. 2 trips down the court ago, two dribbles off the bounce, pulled up for a 3. That's not really what you want to see him doing. Last trip down the court, he did some stuff off movement. He got into the paint and then finished at the lane. I like him scoring the ball kind of a little bit more in that mid-range area, moving off the ball, getting open. And here he goes with another great cut right there. I like that motion from long as opposed to, trying to initiate 22 feet away from the basket, doing all that type of stuff, moving off the ball and getting to the mid-range and creating kind of from there is where Long seems to be pretty active and efficient. And there you go, Carter Lang again, hitting a nice little 18-foot easy jump shot, showcasing his full skill set there, posting up down low, and then knocking down the jump shot. Lots of stuff to like there from the number 10 player in the 2023 class.
Yep, I feel like you said that sarcastically, but as he has a block right there.
They're going to, the listeners are going to know that Carter Lang's ranked 10th in the state by the end of this broadcast. That will be a known thing.
Yep, as we have him checking out after working very hard. And
big number 56. Not many 56 in the game.
And we have the Brady twins checking in. Sons of Maryland assistant coach Matt Brady. So there's a little bit of coaching lineage in the CBG 4-3-4 team.
There you go. There's a nice little move there again. Catching the ball 18 feet from the basket, one dribble to the rim, finishing at the basket. Xavier Long, another extremely efficient type of finish there. John St. Germain navigating through the pick and roll.
Oh, God, he looks so great in that. His ability to change speeds, change directions, and then just the overall smoothness of his game. Never rushed, very poised for his age. Another kid in the Charlottesville area who, didn't wait until he was in 9th grade to start playing varsity basketball, as he was on the Miller School team that went to the state championship a few years ago. He played as an 8th grader on that team, was the first guy off the bench, and came over to Stab last year. And as part of this really young group that's very impressive, and he's kind of the floor general and, shot creator for them, but can also score himself.
Well, I think, Jack, too, with John St. Germain, some of the questions that he had was, can he be a point guard? So much as a younger player, he was scoring, and he was able to do that at a very, very high level. Even on that 8th grade team, I saw multiple games where he went for over 20 as an 8th grader on varsity for Miller School, a very good Miller School team. And I think that St. Germain has absolutely, almost at this point, he's answered those questions enough to where it was almost laughable that was even a question. As you saw 2 trips ago right here, he got past his guy, touched the paint, and then kicked it out to a beautiful wide-open shot in the corner here. But, yeah, John St. Germain, I think, has done a great job of answering any questions as to whether or not he could be a true point guard.
Here we have Tazier Smith missing on the left-handed layup. You do like the good burst from him right there, but we see Chance Mallory bringing it up. He had the nice little floater there, and I mean, he's so much fun to watch because, you do not think as he comes out on the court that he's going to be a threat, and he proves everybody wrong while he does that.
Has some cojones, Jack.
Absolutely, sir. Onions, as we like to call them.
Onions.
And there's Xavier Long on the step through, and I think he was called for a travel. One of our officials here, fun fact, one of our officials right here is the father of USC Aiken point guard Gus Rowland.
Oh, nice.
Yes, Gus was a fantastic player at Henrico High School, won a state championship, now on one of the top D2 programs in the country.
I remember Gus, one of those really good guards that y'all had at the River City Rain program.
What a finish.
A slew of them. Yeah, John St. Germain's done a great job in this game so far as he finishes there at the rim again. Another great job there from St. Germain. Another one of those players, Jack, who might not necessarily have the initial burst, but he always gets to his spots with his pace. He's able to change pace in almost a herky-jerky type of motion to get him where he wants to go on the floor, really without having that great natural burst.
Absolutely. And he's one of those guys that we mentioned before, everything seems to just come so easy to him, as we see Carter Lang, your boy right there with the putback off the missed free throw.
Number 10 player in the class.
John is also a top 10 kid. John St. Germain is just one of those guys that just knows the game and plays it at such a high level and with such a good understanding of, like you said, how to change pace, how to change direction. And he's so under control even as he finishes through contact on that last play. And you see him working the pick and roll here. Doesn't get sped up, gets to the corner, doesn't allow himself to get trapped, and Carter misses the layup there. We got Xavier Long pushing here in transition.
I love that play that they did there. You see Carter, the initial buried his defender there on the block. John St. Germain passed the ball back out up top, and Carter just resealed. Kept the man buried under the basket. Usually a lot of times the defender, once the initial threat of the pass is given up, also kind of gives up on the play a little bit. That right there, whenever John St. Germain did not pass the ball and rotated it around, Carter kept his man buried underneath the basket on that and gave a big target for Bennett to give him a pass underneath the basket that he was wide open at as well. Although he did miss the layup, and that's going to be an interesting thing moving forward, the athleticism and how he continues to go against length and athleticism and stuff. But the IQ and the ability to really just create space on the block is incredibly impressive.
So at 6 minutes and 45 seconds left, CBG 434 leads Virginia Academy 53-44. They have been shooting the ball extremely well here in the second half. We have Tazir Smith forcing the issue and getting in the paint and making things happen. He'll go to the line for two.
When he decisively kind of gets downhill, he's a pretty impressive guy. Like to see him work on his finishing package, whether it be around the basket. But when he's decisively getting downhill, he's able to attack the rim pretty aggressively. Your boy Tazir there, as he misses his first free throw. We got CBG 434-53 there in the white, going from right to left there on your screen, and we have a Virginia Academy in the navy blue with 45 now. 5:50 to go in the second half. Justin Taylor bringing the ball to the floor. Top 75 prospect in the country here. Just recently, since the last time we saw him here, Jack picked up a Virginia offer. That's one where I'm pretty sure the general consensus will be the thought that he ends up there. But that's not going to keep him from being heavily recruited across the country.
Absolutely not. I mean, being a local kid from Charlottesville,
and a perfect fit.
Yes, a great fit to the team. And he also works out with some of the former UVA players that you mentioned. Damon Altizer trained. Some of them are in the NBA. It seems to be that's everybody's first thought.
And teammates with Tony Bennett's son.
Absolutely. And people talk about, like, for a while they were asking, like, when is Virginia going to offer? When is Virginia going to offer? I mean, I think that's one where it was already a known thing. It just became an official offer as UVA had not offered anybody in the 2022 class yet.
But I feel like, too, that he's kind of in a position as to where once things open back up, you might want to take a couple visits just to make sure. I think the general consensus would be that he's leaning toward the Virginia situation. But it's also one of those things where you might want to take a visit to a couple of those other schools that are out of area that he might not have seen. The familiarity is there with Virginia.
Absolutely.
And him. But again, he's a top 100 type player, top 75 type prospect, getting recruited by schools all over the country. It might be one of those things to wait till things open up and go visit a couple schools.
No, when you talk with him, I mean, he's really a student of the game, and he talks about the coaches that are recruiting him just as much as he talks about the programs that are recruiting him. Guys like Jim Boeheim over at Syracuse, Patrick Ewing over at Georgetown. He can tell you all about where he thinks he fits in the systems, which guys he thinks are like that, and one of the schools I remember him bringing up was Purdue reaching out to him, and he's like, I was like, yeah, what do you think of that? He's like, man, I think Matt Painter's a genius. So like him being a student of the game, I don't think that he's going to rush to any decision. I think that he's a guy who's going to explore all the options. But like you said, I mean, I think the not just him being a local kid, but just the way that he fits into that Wahoo system, it's hard not to imagine him in blue and orange moving forward. But he's definitely going to be a guy that looks at pretty much everything.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. As we have Xavier Long here again, getting into the mid-range, pushing the ball, 8th grader here. Justin Taylor again at the top. Carter Lang on the block again. What a great turnaround shot that was.
We have Greg Williams flying in for the rebound.
I've really liked Greg Williams. You know, I've said it a lot already in this broadcast, but he's been really eye-opening for me as a prospect to possibly watch moving forward, as John St. Germain might have gotten away with a little bit of a foul there on Williams.
Drops aside, good kick out to Justin Taylor. Oh, look at the footwork. And from the corner, Carter Lang. See, that's the thing. If Carter has started to show that he can step out, and that's something that he's added to his game.
Well, the last time he came here, Jack, he was 5 of 5 from 3.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that really opened my eyes to him about him the most was, you know, he can step out and consistently knock that down.
Yeah.
And if you look at it here, too, I mean, it's one of those, I bet right now he's probably got 18 and 12.
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah, a very quiet, incredibly productive game.
Yeah, and so his and also his willingness. There's so many step out bigs that don't want to seal and play in the paint, and Carter's a guy who starts in the paint and then starts to step out as the game moves on, and that's kind of an old school style. My coach used to always say you don't just check in the game and start chucking up threes, but as we see Greg Williams chucking one up from the corner and knocking it down, and they're within single digits now as CBG 434 leads Virginia Academy 60-51 with 1 minute and 50 seconds left.
I'm not entirely sure, Jack, that your coach would have very much liked my game.
Absolutely.
I step on the floor chucking threes.
Speaking of chucking threes, there's 2022 Justin Taylor. We've said his name plenty. You guys will know all about his recruitment by now. But there's for good reason. I mean, that one was from NBA range right there.
That was just kind of stepped right into it, took a dribble, stepped right into it, and nothing but net.
And it was so effortless. And we got a little bit of we ran it down. We thought we were going to have some showtime, but he's still able to get the 2. And
there we go. Oh,
Xavier Long misses the lob. That would have been some showtime right there. Great pass by Lorenzo Nichols.
So we have John St. Germain. Another post up here from Carter Lang.
And Nichols doing a great job reading that and getting over and knocking that away. You know, I think it's important for small guards to be able to help on posts like that. And I thought that was a pretty good play by him.
I agree with you. And Justin Taylor there.
Yeah, a little trigger happy there, but you got to let your star take one of those every once in a while. And there's your guy, Greg Williams, with a nice take.
Another finish at the rim there for Greg Williams. He's quietly produced a very impressive. Do you know who he plays AAU with? Do the Virginia Academy guys still all play for the Uncommon Bulls? Is that a thing?
No, it is not.
I'll be interested to see if the AAU season pops off this year and then actually goes with that. He's the type of guy who could really benefit from the type of exposure that you bring in from the AAU and all that. Depending on team and fit and all that. There's just so much to like there, and his ability to naturally, it seems like, have a feel to score the basketball. Peter Aduru there at the basket. I think he'd wish to have one of those back. Josh Aduru, little brother, Peter, number 35 in navy blue there for Virginia Academy. Take the ball out under the basket. We have Xavier Long with the ball. Now being guarded, Justin Taylor. He gets the switch down in the mid-range. Peter Aduru. Number 1, Lorenzo Nichols there with the 3.
He's quietly had a really good game.
He has.
And that should be it, as CBG 434 is able to hang on for a 65-56 victory over Virginia Academy.